Agatha. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Sportscene. For all you Blues fans, we have a series to celebrate, although some people are celebrating not so great win from last night. Lawrence, how was your night last night?
Man, I tell you what, Dini, a very big good evening to everyone. And wow, Maroons, we saved face, we won, all right? Whether you win by 50 or you win by 2, a win is a win, and I'm just really grateful for last night. In fact, the last 7 days, I got to say, the Broncos won, you know, and then now Queensland won. So
you've had a great week.
I've had a great week. I'm really happy of what's happened.
Yeah, I mean, we've had an incredible series, so that's a lot to celebrate. And the weight of the trophy last night, yeah, I think. Yeah. A lot of us are still, you know, riding off that wave.
Look, I think you deserve it. Blues were the better team on the day, the better team on the series, but yeah, unable to get that 3-0 whitewash that you so much really dream about.
Like you said, a win is a win, a series win is a series win.
Love it. I just love it. It's all good. It's all fun. I like it.
Of course, of course. All right, so. What's coming up on the show tonight? We have, of course, Mathew Church, the head coach for the SPPNG Hunters, and we have Go-Karting, introduced just recently to the Port Moresby community. So we'll listen to Yiannis, the president, speak more on that in a short while.
Yep.
But for now, Lawrence, just get on with the scoreline. Of course, recapping on the scoreline of Game 3, State of Origin from last night.
Okay, no worries. Thank you very much, Dini. Let's go straight into the scoreline. If you missed it last night, here it is. Maroons 20, the Blues 18. Blues have obviously wrapped up the series already after Game 2, but a really good win there by the boys to save face and hopefully get that momentum back up for next year. But yep, that's the scoreline for the Blues versus Maroons, 20 points to 18.
Okay.
Yeah?
I'll just put the flag here. Yes, just right here. Okay. Continue. We have NRL as well.
Yes, of course. We have NRL, and only 4 games were played during the weekend. It's a split run because of the State of Origin last night. Raiders, wow, a big win over Manly, 30 points to 16. Rabbitohs, after being down 18-0, or 18-2, won 46-18. The Roosters had a close one against the Bulldogs, 22-16. And the Sharkies, after the loss to the Broncos last week, were able to beat the Warriors 20 points to 12. As I said, so these teams that have played last week will now rest, and the rest of the teams that didn't play last week will play this weekend in the NRL. Intrust Cup, we've got Intrust Cup as well.
Yes, we have
let's do that now. The Bears 28 over the Seagulls 22. Falcons, disappointed there by the Hunters. 12-0 we led earlier, but unable to finish it off in the second half. The Jets 32 over the Tigers 20. And the Blackhawks 30 defeated the Pride on 26. All right, Intrust Super Cup round 13 as we continue on. Cutters, a close game there against the Capras, 20 points to 18. Dolphins and Wynnum Manly Seagulls, high scoring match, 40 points to 34. And the North Devils, 46 over the Magpies on 4. All right, that's the Intrust Super Cup round number 13 results. We got some local results as well. Yeah, no, we don't. All good. We will take a short time out next. We've got Mathew Church. I'll be speaking to him on Zoom right here on Sportscene. All right, good night all. Welcome back to Sportscene. It is time now, of course, to talk some rugby league. SP Hunters with the SP Hunters head coach, Mathew Church, who's online via Zoom, of course. All right, Mathew, Church, Coach, good evening to you, mate. Welcome back on the show.
Yeah, Lawrence, always a pleasure to be on Sportscene. Thanks, mate.
All right, man. Another good start. Well, not another good start, I should say. It was a pretty good start, but boys just unable to get it done at the back end of the second half.
Yeah, we've actually had some trouble starting our games up until the Falcons. I think the Falcons is the first game we've actually been the first try scorer. So we adjusted some stuff with training in the last few weeks to try and improve our starts to games, and certainly showed out. We were really dominant in that first half. Unfortunately, we probably weren't as dominant as we should have been on the scoreboard.
When it got away from you in the second half there, Coach, what do you think it came down to at the end?
Oh, look, they scored in I think it was almost the 70th minute, and then they scored, 4 or 5 minutes later to end the game. So we're well into that contest. There was a couple of calls there in the second half. I think just after we got the penalty goal, we had a loose carry in the play the ball, and I thought it should have been a penalty. And on the back end of that set, Kurt gets out, and Baptiste gets out and throws a forward pass, and they score under the post. And it's probably a 12-point turnaround at that stage. So, but again, we need to be more resilient than that. And unfortunately, we just came up a little bit short in the end.
Yeah, just on Kurt. So how does that work out? He played with us at the start of the season. Was there a transfer window, or how did he sort of get back into the Falcons roster there?
Oh, Kurt's never played for the Hunters. We got Tommy Butterfield earlier in the year, but Kurt's not been with us. So
I got it mixed up.
Yeah, that's okay.
But
we'll edit that bit out.
Yeah, no good. But Kurt, obviously for Papua New Guinea, I think it was a good sign for him to get back onto the field after his long journey of injuries.
Yeah, definitely. Kurt's obviously well-established NRL player and Kumul, so it's always good to see other Papua New Guineans out there plying their trade.
All right, back to the Hunters now. Benji Cott, I want to talk about a bit about him. I thought he's sort of really been the standout. Well, I think I've been watching from here. What do you think about his performances so far?
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Benji. He's usually a centre, so we're playing him a little bit out of position.
Yeah.
But he's really good. He's really good on that left-hand side. He's got a really strong right arm fend. A number of comments throughout the competition with other coaches or coaching staff that have said, that he's a fair player. And yeah, he's still got a lot to learn. It's still very raw in terms of his football education at this level. But he continues to get better each week. And I think he scored 7 tries in the 10 or so games that he's played now. So he's obviously been effective for us.
Now, how about Watovo Puara? He got injured in the game, but you were able to get him back at the back end of the game. How's his ankle?
Yeah, initially when he went down, he signalled straight to the bench, so I thought he must have been in a fair bit of trouble. And he was riding the bike just before, probably about 15 minutes to go, and I said, "You're right," and I said, "Make sure you run on it before I'm sending you back out there." But he got back out there, so that's an encouraging sign. And look, it's probably not as bad as what we originally thought it was going to be. It's just basically a reoccurrence of that ankle injury he had earlier in the year, but it's not as bad. So he should be right for this week.
All right. Yeah, talking about this week, you get out of the Gold Coast out to the country to Atherton. Whereabouts is that?
Yeah, so it's probably southwest of Cairns, basically. So I think you go about a half hour south of Cairns to Gordonvale and then head west from there. So so many people probably remember it as Todd Carney played out at Atherton in his sabbatical from the NRL. So, it'll be good change of scenery for the boys. I've never actually been to Atherton myself, so I'll be looking forward to going, and we'll spend a couple of days there. So, it'd be good for the boys to get out and see a bit more of Queensland and give us a bit of a break from camp life.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably what you needed to just, as you said, get away from camp life. And hopefully the boys can see a bit more of what real Queensland is, the outback there, and really, get through to their performance. You're playing on Saturday afternoon against the Northern Pride. They'll have a bit of a following too, because they're sort of Cairns based, yeah?
Yeah. So yeah, Cairns base, and it's obviously their country round. And country rounds are usually the one that we get in PNG, and
Right.
we've seen them, go to Wallaga and a few different places. But yeah, unfortunately, with not being in PNG, that's their chance to host country round, and yeah, we look forward to heading out to Atherton.
All right. Well, just Benji Cott, you moved him into the centres. Any other changes or things that we'll probably see and expect this weekend?
Yeah, well, we just had physio this morning, and looks like Kevin Appo is not going to come up for this week. So we'll reshuffle Benji back into the back row and just shuffle our back row line around. Gatuna will go to centre, and Solo Wane will come into the right wing spot.
All right, man. No worries. Hopefully we get the win this weekend in the country. I'm sure the boys will be looking forward to getting out, and you'll do all those sort of like clinics and all that sort of stuff when you get out there.
Yeah, there's some. I think there's some signing sessions and coaching clinics and coaching updates and all that type of stuff. So that's part of the reason that we head rural and give those guys that taste of what it's like at our level.
And hopefully you'll see some Papua New Guineans out there. I mean, we're all over the place, so hopefully there'll be some out in the country. Then they'll be really looking forward to seeing the boys. Yeah,
every time. I've only been to Cairns once as the Hunters coach, but we had a strong showing in our trial match last year. So yeah, looking forward to seeing a strong Papua New Guinean contingent out at Atherton.
No worries, Coach. Listen, thank you so much again for speaking to us. All the best in Atherton, and yeah, please pass our best wishes to the boys.
Will do. Thanks, Lawrence. See you next week.
All right, there we go. That's the coach of the SPPNG Hunters, Mathew Church. We're going to take a short time out now, and we'll be back with more right here on Sportscene.
Welcome back. You're watching Sportscene. This next story is about go-karting. Now, go-karting is a race that involves small go-karts, and it's used around, the race itself is done around a track. Now, in this next item, we will hear from Yiannis, Nicolaou, the president for POM Go-Kart, and he will explain a little bit about the revival of go-kart in Port Moresby.
The idea was always there, but I just didn't have the time to put it together. So year after year I was saying, yeah, we do it next year, but last year I said, that's it, we're going to do it. So we put a few people together, created a little committee, and we put the whole thing together. At this stage we've got 20 carts, 21, a new driver came in today, with about 26 drivers. Some of the drivers are sharing a cart. Well, the season is it's 12 races. We race every fortnight, so it's every Saturday at 3 o'clock. Qualifying session starts at 2 o'clock, and the first race starts at 3 o'clock. And yeah, so once a fortnight we race. We're now on race number 4. We've got 12 races all up, so it will finish about October. At this stage, no. At this stage, we are trying to improve the current drivers. Most of them are new, and yeah, there is a bit of training happening. There is a bit of advice given to everybody, but surprisingly, they pleasantly surprising. They're all getting pretty good there. Well, there is a few guys there that are very good, not just me. You've got Ray Soken, who has been a driver back in the day together with me, who is still driving today. You've got the guys from PC. You've got Cullen, you've got Jeff, you've got Chris Chan, who is the main sponsor as well, from Moniplus, who is pretty good as well, very fast driver. Unfortunately, he's out of the country, and we're hoping he'll be back here soon. Well, we would like to thank all our sponsors. There's quite a number of them but big thanks to Moniplus for all the support they have given us.
Well, there you go. That's Yiannis from the Port Moresby Kart Club. He's the president and an avid racer. He is. The last question there, I said, apart from you, apart from Yiannis, who else is good? But Yiannis, president. He also races. Denny, this Port Moresby Kart Club was actually something that was done previously a couple of years back. They've brought it back, and it's really like toys for big boys type of thing.
Yeah. Or big girls too.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, absolutely. They are trying to get a bit more females to race as well.
I should go.
I think so. Can we should organize for you to go. Huh?
I will learn how to drive one first.
Maybe we do like a 3-0 series or something.
Yeah, no.
Maybe not. Okay, all good.
Okay, so we'll go for a break now, and on the other side, we'll wrap things up right here on Sportscene. Welcome back. You're watching Sportscene. This is the last segment, the final segment here on Sportscene. So we'll just get on straight with the weekend preview, Lawrence.
Yeah, thanks very much, Dini. Let's go straight into the weekend preview, and it's round number 18 of the NRL. Round number 17, I should say. It is the split round. So Friday, Titans versus Eels, Sea Eagles versus the Dragons. They're both on Friday. And remembering also that all the NRL teams are all in Queensland because of the COVID situation in New South Wales. Saturday, Raiders take on the Sharks, Cowboys versus the Roosters, and the Storms take on the Knights. And on Sunday, these are the games. Warriors v Panthers. The Broncos take on West Tigers. Raiders versus the Sharks, and the Rabbitohs versus the Bulldogs. That is the weekend preview for the NRL. As I said, they've had to relocate all the Sydney teams up into the Sunshine Coast. They're all in the bubble, and all the games from here on in, if the COVID situation does improve, will go to back to their home grounds. Now, Intrust Super Cup. Let's have a look at the games this weekend. The Falcons versus the Seagulls, Bears versus Winnemani Seagulls, and the Dolphins versus the Jets. Now, this is the country games, okay? And so our guys, as Church said, will be traveling to Atherton. They play against Northern Pride, about 2 hours from Cairns. Cutters versus Devils, and the Magpies versus the Black Hawks. All right, so that is the Intrust Super Cup. And just the final game there on Sunday, the Tigers take on the Capras. Now, round number 7 of the Digicel Cup. Let's go straight into that. The Gurias take on the Issos in Callabon. Right, the fellas from 600 go to Rabaul. They'll have a big game there. On Sunday, Vipers versus Tigers, big game there. Wigman versus Moroks, Miox versus the Dabaris, and Eagles versus the Tumbe. Very quickly on the Digicel Cup, they're on the back end of it. They will see who will take out the final 4. It is a shortened version of the season. There you go, Cutters versus Lahanis to round off Digicel Cup. Round number 7. So really the business end of things for the Digicel Cup, and spots up for grabs. Right now the Tigers are undefeated at the moment. Dini, that's all we have, and The Olympics coming up very shortly.
Oh yes, speaking of which, we have next week's Sportscene episode would be special, and it would be the Team PNG Farewell Virtual, all right? So that's what's happening next week. We have a massive lineup of items coming up on that show. We have all the athletes who will be joining us via Zoom, and we will be farewelling them right here on Sportscene. Speaking of which, let me just put this down. It will be here, okay? So, I would like to tell you all something. Well, ask you all to do something. So, what we're doing is we are all taking turns to pass the flag to our athletes. So, you viewers, please, if you would like to join in this Pass the Flag challenge, you can film yourself passing the flag from your right to your left, facing the camera, of course, passing the flag from your right to, well, receiving it from your right and passing to your left. And we will compile it, and of course we will be sharing it with these athletes as a show of support for them, you know, going out there representing PNG and raising the flag for Papua New Guinea. So that's something that it would be really nice if you guys could send in your flag passing challenge as well.
Yeah, I think
Lawrence?
so. I think so, absolutely. 8 athletes in total: boxing, swimming, weightlifting, sailing, and athletics. And on behalf of all of us here at Sportscene, go Team PNG.
That's right.
Go Team PNG.
Not Maroons, just Team PNG.
And pass the flag. Please send in your videos.
Of course,
we'd love to
please do
see
that.
them all.
All right, so if you have comments or any story tip, please get in touch with us. Call us on 312-9229. That's the new phone number. Or you can message us on our Sportscene Facebook page and leave your tip or comment and your email address, please, along with your phone number. Or you can email us at sports@emtv.com.pg and leave all your details and comments and or story tip as well. That's about it for tonight. Until next week, please stay safe and do tune in for the Team PNG Farewell Virtual. We'll see you then.
Good night.
Good night.